Hello and welcome to Unity of Las Vegas. My name is Jim Lee and I'm so glad that you are joining us. If you are joining us right here at this time, just know you are here by divine appointment, by this wonderful, magnificent energy that has called you, but also you're calling it into existence. Today, the talk title is Soul Labyrinth, the journey within through prayer. And before we get to that, I just want to let you know about the order of service. We're going to have a daily word reading by Randy Hample, and we're going to have music by John Jones. And the title of his song today is Forgiveness, and he did the collaboration with Lisa, who wrote the words. Also, we're having a message by me, and of course, the meditation by Lisa. This is a great day. Just want you to know something wonderful is happening in and through you right now. This is a magical time. Let's be open and receptive to today's message.
Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Randy Hample. I'm one of the newer friends here at Unity Las Vegas. And this is the daily word for Sunday, November 15th, 2020. And the title is Kindness. The word kindness triggers feelings of warmth, connection, and love in my heart. I smile as I recall ways that friends, family members, and others have shown me kindness. I feel again the gratitude and blessing I experienced in those moments. Gratitude, love, and a beautiful awareness of connection fill my heart and mind in a remarkably similar way when I remember kindness I've shared. The movement of electrons through a wire creates a current, a flow. As kindness moves from person to person, it creates a flow of divine love. Both giving and receiving are essential to this current of love. So I look for opportunities to share acts of kindness. I welcome with a grateful heart the kindness others share with me. What does the Lord require of you but justice and to love kindness and to walk humbly with your God? Coming from Micah chapter 6, verse 8. Thank you for letting me share this with you today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Hi friends, we're certainly glad you're here. In case no one's told you today, we love you, we appreciate you, and we see the Christ in each one of you. If you haven't already done so, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button below and make sure you ring that notification bell so you don't miss any content. We love to share with you each and every Sunday and throughout the week right here at Unity of Las Vegas. So I wrote a song this week called Forgiveness. It's one of the hardest things to do. Starts within, branches out. A special treat for you today. Some of the lyrics of this song were written by our very own Lisa Lee. So we hope you enjoy Forgiveness.
What I bear witness to in me lives in you. Like a mirror, you reflect what I should see. Connecting with each other in this physical expanse, we make it possible to consecrate, unite divinity. If I can recognize myself in your perfect imperfections, and I can manifest compassion for us both, then there are no two ways about it. We remain connected and heal each other in forgiveness. That's the truth. Every single day you're showing me the ways. I am human, somewhat flawed, and I pass sentence on myself. The clever thing about it is that you don't even know you have this fairing, and by sharing, you share it with yourself. If I can recognize myself in your perfect imperfections, and I can manifest compassion for us both, then there are no two ways about it. We remain connected and heal each other in forgiveness. That's the truth. Are you one who always struggles with forgiveness? You've just forgotten that it starts within yourself. It's all within you to shift your life, force into balance, and make right. This graceful gift unto yourself. If I can recognize myself in your perfect imperfections, and I can manifest compassion for us both, then there are no two ways about it. We remain connected and heal each other in forgiveness. That's the truth. If I can recognize myself in your perfect imperfections, and I can manifest compassion for us both, then there are no two ways about it. We remain connected and heal each other in forgiveness. That's the truth. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. I am sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. I am sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. I am sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you.
Lisa and I were married in Hawaii by Reverend Sky St. John. It was a great time. And we had a beautiful wedding and all of that. But the point that I want to make is he introduced to us to this prayer, and it was called Ho'oponopono. As I understand it historically, the Ho'oponopono prayer was a kind of shared reconciliation mantra for the divided families. He said it would be handy for your marriage because also it works with individuals, not only the collective. And what I would also indicate that this prayer, not only for you guys out there that are married, but also the United States needs it. We are divided families. We're not the United States of America right now. We are the divided states of America. So we need this Ho'oponopono prayer. Now, it translates to meaning this. It's cause things to move back in alignment. That's what the prayer is about. The prayer is all about harmony. It's all about congruence. It's all about alignment. The pono is repeated, is pono. It means to make things right twice through the beautiful gesture of extending extending ourselves to make things right or whole with someone. The other part means we are made whole. And the reverse is true. As we are aligned with our own wholeness, our relationship with someone else is made whole. Now, this mantra is, I would call it, a profound understanding that in the universe, there's only unity. There's no separation between us. And this prayer is actually to bring it all together in a unique experience. So, this view of oneness of all things is metaphysical, but also it is quantum physical, meaning that in this entire universe, there's only oneness. It is a unified whole. So being in this alignment of wholeness is so magnificent because now we're aligned with everything, including ourselves, including the universe. The truth is, everything is oneness. So in practice, is a sort of this prayer is like a mantra for self-love and oneness with all life. And I like it. The Ho'oponopono prayer goes something like this. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now, you see why it works in a marriage. I'll say it again. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Also, can you imagine the Republicans saying that to Democrats? Or the Democrats saying that to Republicans? I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Oh, Lord have mercy. It would be heaven on earth right here, right now, if we could ever get to that point. Well, that's the energy that we want to bring forth. And it is very possible as we step through this talk, you will see that speaking these 4 simple words is transformational, and it opens our heart, but it also just opens our heart for us, but also for everyone else. There's a breakthrough that's ready to happen here with this wonderful, simple prayer. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Okay, let's take these one at a time so that we can embody it, transform ourselves, transform our relationships. We're going to make a difference on the planet today. And so, I'm sorry. Okay. Some of you may remember the movie Love Story with Ally McGraw and Ryan O'Neal. Okay, it's kind of old. There was this line in here that says, love means never having to say you are sorry. No, you got to say I'm sorry. Trust me, this does not work. There is an energy field that happens that can only happen when you say I'm sorry. All right, I'm in Brooklyn, New York. And all right, New York, there are some interesting drivers. So I was there for my first month or so, and I'm trying to learn how to drive. And in New York, they drive aggressively. Well, I was trying to get the hang of it, and I was driving just a little bit too aggressively, and I cut this guy off in traffic, and I said, ooh, that was really close. And I looked in my rearview mirror, and I saw the expression on his face, and he was looking at me, and he was waving at me, but he only had one finger as he was waving at me. So he pulled up alongside of me, he rolled down his window, and his girlfriend was sitting right there, and he leaned over, and before he could say anything, I rolled down my window, and I said, I'm sorry, I cut you off by mistake. That was my bad, didn't mean to do this. I am sorry. Trust me, didn't mean to do it. And in that moment, he was getting, I could tell, he was getting ready to blast me. And he was like, he didn't know what to say. I'm sorry, just cut it off. There was no more argument. There's something about it that's really potent. Dennis the Menace in a cartoon says in a prayer one night, I'm sorry, Lord, but you know what? I've got a whole bunch of I'm sorries for you tonight. And that's the way it is sometimes. We really need to say it. And for some of us, the words I'm sorry just sticks in our throat, and it appears to be a weakness, but I want us to look at it differently. In this prayer, I'm sorry is not beating yourself up. It's not put shame and blame on yourself. This is something else. This is like taking responsibility for making things right. When you're saying, I'm sorry, first thing I want you to know that you're taking responsibility. Just like I did with the guy, I said, I'm sorry, you're taking responsibility for the actions. It could be negative, it could be erroneous, it could be on purpose, it could be accidental. It doesn't matter. It is empowering because once you own it, you can control it and make a difference with it. But if you put it off on somebody else, you don't own it. I'm sorry means that you can take ownership of something. The other thing is that acknowledging the negativity within our thinking. Look, sometimes we resist things, and when you resist things, it persists. When you say, I am sorry, it really opens up a whole new restoration process that can only take place once we go there. It's like in the 12-step, one of the first thing you do is just admit that you're an alcoholic. Then the other thing, the Ho'oponopono prayer is, I would call it it's not just an emotion. It's not just switching around thoughts. It is taking ownership, and it is creating a whole new atmosphere. So when you say, I'm sorry, you can recognize that you are responsible for your thoughts and acknowledging them. You say, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry for taking the negativity thoughts and bombarded myself saying, I'm not good enough, or I'm unworthy, or anything like that. When you're saying it, first of all, I want you to say it to yourself. And then once you say it to yourself, any kind of thoughts and all of that is detrimental to your spiritual growth and well-being, you're now taking ownership of it, and it puts it in a unique place as you're saying, I'm sorry. Then with it comes the next one, and it close together, and it is, please forgive me. Now you're asking for forgiveness from the egoic self to the higher self. And most people, when attempting to forgive themselves or forgive the others, they make a mistake that forgiveness means, it didn't mean anything, or that didn't really matter. No, we're not saying that. It's really offering up a loving response to what's going on. Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, says in the Story of Unity book, she says, that she went through her life with tuberculosis. She had 6 months to live. She went to a meeting with E.B. Weeks, in which she heard some magnificent words. You're a child of God. You didn't inherit sickness. And then she went home. She put a chair in front of her, and she looked at it was the loving presence of Jesus Christ. Then she said, I went through every part of my body saying, forgive me. Forgive me for the foolishness, the ignorance, and all of the terrible things that I thought about and said about you. And she went through each one of her organs so that she could take a look at something that was transformatively taking place. Forgive me. Forgive me for the negative thoughts, for the negative emotions, for the negative vibrations that I created. That was a profound thing. From that, Myrtle Fillmore went on to live another 40 years. She went from 6 months to live to actually 40 more years to live. There's something about forgiveness that really opens up and it creates a healing. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. And then once we do it for ourselves, then, pono, then you can forgive the other person, but also that energy vibration comes back to you and there's a healing that takes place. And once again, men, it's okay to say, please forgive me. It works. It's powerful. Then the next thing that I wanted to do is to say, thank you. Thank you. Rudyard Kipling was a best-selling English author at the turn of the century, and he made a tremendous amount of money with his writings. A newspaper reporter came up to him and one day and said, Mr. Kipling, I just read that somebody calculated that you make about $100 a word with the things that you do. Kipling said, I didn't know about that. And then the reporter decided he was going to be a smart aleck. He pulled out $100 bill and he gave it to me and says, now give me one of those $100 words. And Rudyard Kipling looked at the $100 bill for a moment, took it, folded it, put it in his pocket, and simply said, thanks. Well, I will say to you that the word thanks is definitely $100 word. In fact, it is more. It is $1 million word, I would say. And in this prayer, this expression of gratitude and appreciation that we have is absolutely wonderful. So now we're saying, oh my goodness, I'm sorry and forgive me. And so what are we thanking for is this, whatever is coming into our existence, we're saying thank you. And that is a transformative energy that transmutes it, whatever it is, and then it becomes a blessing instead of a curse. Being grateful is harmonious and puts us in a wonderful balance, harmony, sync with the universe. So the last part of the Ho'oponopono prayer is, I love you. I was so really blessed with Lisa, and that is every day she says, I love you today. And that's a wonderful energy field. And so I recommend that in this prayer, how often do you say it to yourself? How often do you say, I love you? Accepting yourself just the way that you are and loving that. And it doesn't mean there isn't room for improvement of all of that, but the baseline is, it's a magnificent energy just to say, I love you. That is so heart-centered. And then once we get in this field, it is so easier to say, I love you to someone else. and also I love you to the universe. And that gets to the point where you can even say, I love you to the imperfections in myself. But guess what? We can say, I love you to the imperfection in others. So I love you is a wonderful, powerful thing. And some people say, I say I love you. Oh, do you really? So we're going to play a little exercise now and just say, I love you. What I want you to do is just think of a wonderful politician that you do not like. Can you think of one? Now, can you say, oh, baby, I love you? Well, the truth is, the more you are able to love the other person, remember it's pono, that energy is freeing you to see the oneness that's there, the magnificence that's there, and you're thankful for this person creating the atmosphere where you've got the strength and the power to love through it all. How do you know that you've got the power unless somebody gives you an example of something that you could work through so that you can love? So that other person that you don't like and you're now loving is creating something magnificent for you. I love you is a guide to abundance, to receive the magnificence of the universe because the universe loves you back. Let's get in that flow. So the prayer is simply this. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Write it in a journal. Use it as a mantra. How often should you do this? Well, I think about this regularly every day, especially if I have a negative thought, somebody plucks my last nerve, there's something on the 6 o'clock news that hooks me, and I notice that I'm getting all worked up and ready to do battle. I say, oh, stop. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you for occurring and being there, and I love you, and I notice how harmoniously the energy starts to get into the divine flow. Like it's ready to flow something really good. The tension leaves. And I am now opening the door for something to happen for me, but also this prayer is opening the door, consciousness for other people to start to experience something wonderful. Try it for yourself. See if the Ho'oponopono prayer can bring you peace, healing, and balance. Now is the time. And now Lisa will take us into an experience in which we can have it in our body.
The spiritual energy of the upcoming winter solstice invites us all into a deepening awareness of this incredible light that we have within us, a light that is always on and is not diminished in any way by the conditions of the world, by our negative thoughts and beliefs, or any human experience. This is a really beautiful saying and a beautiful quote that I learned in college that continues to deepen inside of me. And it says, all the darkness in the universe cannot put out the light of one small candle. And now I would go on to say that not only does it not put it out, but the darkness actually enhances and helps to illuminate the light of the candle. And that together they are in partnership for the next highest expression of light in the universe. In September, when I took the training to become a warm data host, Nora Bateson supported us in upgrading our vision of the universe from an interconnected universe to an interrelated universe. She invited us to see a universe that is not only in deep connection with every other part of itself, but in living relatedness. And we, as parts of this whole, profoundly influence one another, transmuting DNA, gifting one another with upgrades in consciousness, providing healing, nutrition, informing each other, evolving each other. How we are being is truly loving each other into existence. And we cannot escape this because every other part of the universe is doing the same thing. It is never really possible to be alone without support. Can you imagine what would happen if we fully got this in the core of our being? It would change absolutely everything. And prayer is a profound spiritual conduit, not only by putting us in touch with this vibrant abundance of universal soul, but by supporting us in ever-deepening awareness that this is who we truly are. This then becomes the lens through which we view the world in all of its varying states. From this high vantage point, we would make decisions and take action that is in alignment with the highest and best for everyone. From here, we can give to the world from our own overflowing cup, rather than just tolerating emptiness. The Hawaiian Ho'oponopono prayer that Jim spoke of, I am sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you, is literally translated to make right right, or to make right twice. Through the beautiful gesture of extending myself to make things right or whole with you, I too am made whole. And the reverse is also true. As I realign with my own wholeness, my relationship with you is made whole. Very often we think of forgiveness as something we do only when we have caused some harm or when someone has caused harm to us, as a tool for bringing ourselves back into alignment with each other. I have thought this way for many years, but I am seeing now that there may be an additional way of thinking of this, another kind of invitation that might be here. In every moment, I am invited by love to step out of my smallness into an ever-evolving awareness of who I am in this and as this profoundly loving, magnificent universe, this vibrancy of universal soul. This conscious shedding of smallness in every nanosecond is the most profound prayer of forgiveness possible. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Is not driven by doing something wrong or by judgment, but by responding to the lure of a deep awareness of love. It becomes then not a prayer that is said only under certain circumstances, but an ongoing perpetual prayer affirming that there is ultimately and always only love. So now let us take this into meditation. The image of water has often come to me in meditation. Scientists tell us that 70% of our bodies are made of water, and 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water. It has a strong presence, and it is a wise teacher, showing us how to live in the fullness of flow with and as the loving vibrancy of the universe, and to be in ease of allowing what is no longer serving us to wash away, and to be in the ease of, infilling with the divine goodness. A divine goodness that is custom designed to perfectly align with the true desires of our heart. So let's begin our meditation by taking and bringing attention to our breath. Find a comfortable place to sit or to be and just begin to align with your breath and allow this breath to do its harmonizing work of connecting the physical body with the subtle body, with the spiritual body, with all parts of your being. And just sense into them breathing in harmony and feeling the peace and relaxation that comes in this harmony. Now bring your imagination to the water on the earth and sense into all the ways that it expressing as streams, as lakes, as rivers, as oceans, as waterfalls. See this water as a living entity, every cell in profound interconnection and interrelatedness. Sense into its whole-on quality, the fullness of water everywhere existing in each single drop. And sense now into the relationship between the states of water, from its most dense state of ice to its least dense state, steam. And sense into how one state gives way to the next and how one state influences the next. And sense even right into that point where one state yields itself to the next, the point where transformation takes place. Now bring attention to the water in your own body, sensing into its whole-on quality and its relationship with the environment of your body. Sense into all of the varying levels of density that are present. And in your imagination, allow the boundaries between the water inside of your body and the water on the earth's surface to soften, so that there is a flow between who you are and water. You are you as water. Sense into the freedom of movement in the fullness of divine flow. Scan your being now and see if there is anything in your life that feels stuck, anything that is not working, anything that may have served in the past but is now ready to be released. And in this water that you are, see it loosening and softening and flowing with ease. Breathe in a new fullness and freedom with this releasing. Allow a new infilling of goodness from this loving, magnificent universe. And sense it drawing you forward into your next highest expression of love. Breathe in this new fullness, this peace, this joy, this interpenetration of love. Breathe in this transformation, this expanded love into your heart and into every part of your being. Rumi says, that which God said to the rose and caused it to laugh in full-blown beauty, He said to my heart and made it 100 times more beautiful. Sense the depth of love in this beautiful heart expansion that is you. And know this day that this is the way. It really is.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. I love the Rumi quote, and it says, "That which God said to the rose and caused it to laugh in full-blown beauty, he said to my heart and made it 100 times more beautiful." Let's just resonate with that and feel that, and let's take that with us this week as we move forward in this wonderful time of being in alignment and in harmony with ourselves and everything that's going on so that we can transform, heal ourselves, forgive ourselves, heal others so that they in turn can go out and keep healing. That's what we're up to here. And so thank you for joining us. And if this really works for you, please consider, I would say, donating and making a contribution so that we could continue on this wonderful work. You can do this by texting us. You could do it by phone. Check us out on the website. We really appreciate it. And so in conclusion, as we leave here, we're going to, I would say, align ourselves with the prayer for protection. Let's say it together, and it goes like this. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. And wherever we are, God is there, and all is well. God bless you. See you next week.
Balance and make right. This graceful gift unto yourself. If I can recognize myself in your perfect imperfections, and I can manifest compassion for us both, then there are no two ways about it. We remain connected and heal each other in forgiveness. That's the truth.